A lot of things don't add up about the Ngozi Fulani story, do they? She was born Marlene Headley, but she's changed her name more times than I've had hot dinners. Despite objecting so publicly to being asked about her origin, she doesn't exactly make it too clear, does she? Ngozi Fulani, a name that may sound all very diverse and modern to the casual observer, but it's actually a mishmash, apparently, of two distinct African ethnic groups. Some would say that's cultural appropriation. It's at least, possibly, a little bit distasteful. Aside from unashamedly ruining the reputation of the 83-year-old woman who dedicated her entire life to service of this great country, questions are now starting to be asked of the charity that Ngozi Fulani was a part of, and the rather generous salary that she may have paid herself. One man who knows of such the danger of such racial politics in the States is journalist, world-famous journalist, Andy Ngo, and I'm very pleased to say, here he is. You just got a cheeky glimpse of him before I even had the chance to actually introduce him there. Andy, look, thank you very, very much for coming here. Now, we have gone, it's important for me to say, we have gone to Ngozi Fulani and Charity Sister Space. We've also gone to the Charity Commission because we wanted to get their response to it. Now, Andy, before I throw it to you, I want to add a little bit more context to this for our viewers, for our listeners, and anyone can freely look at a Twitter thread that was posted out yesterday. It was, and I read it with a lot of interest. Now, it's a very long Twitter thread. People can go and find it if they want, but I've got a little summary of it here. On November the 30th, obviously, Fulani published an account of meeting Lady Susan Hussey, as we all know. We all know how that went. I don't need to whiz you through that, ladies and gentlemen, do we? But when you really dive into this, and these aren't just allegations, we have put these to Ngozi Fulani. Apparently, she's a long-term ally of Diane Abbott, and, of course, with it, Jeremy Corbyn, Claudia Webb, we all remember them. And they are serious questions about the income of the Charity Sister Space and maybe where that money has gone. Their income in 2017 was £9,462, reportedly. In 2018, £14,780. Pretty modest. Well, it rose to a whopping £357,000 by 2021. But, and this is the interesting bit, despite the large sums at play here, the accounts are very, very spurious. And there are serious question marks as to exactly where some of that money may or may not have gone. And Andy, you've been obviously having a little look at this as well. Your views and your take on the Ngozi Fulani situation. A lot of people at the time thought there was more than met the eye.
Well, I think she is extremely skilled at playing the media. The story now is still being talked about for the second week now on both sides of the Atlantic. She's been all over the British press, as your viewers would know, but she's also been on a lot of mainstream American media as well. And this claim about racism from or white supremacy plays very, very well to liberal media. But what people really need to center is skepticism, actually, because now I'm not impugning the motives of this woman. However, I thought it immediately was very bizarre that such a detailed transcript was produced of this alleged conversation, and nobody has a photographic memory like that. So I wonder, was there a recording device? And I watched these interviews that Ms. Fulani has been in, and journalists haven't been asking her that. Instead, they ask her about her feelings, and of course, they tie it to attacks on the monarchy and all that.